Chris the Flavor King, guys, and today I got something special for you. We're gonna be making a southern staple. Now with some sauteed squash and onions. Before we get into the video, make sure you go to my YouTube page, my social media platforms, like, share, and subscribe to these videos, man. Look, I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers this year, okay? Now let's cook. Okay, guys, so look, we're gonna start with our squash. We have some yellow summer squash. We're gonna cut off those ends. Then we're gonna just slice those in medallions. Make sure we're slicing them about the same width. You can also just split it down the center, and you can make like the half moon shapes. So it's a lot of different ways you can cut this squash to get what you're looking for. Like I said, I'm going for the medallions. All right, so we're gonna cut up the rest of the squash. And when we do that, sure. Okay, now we're slicing up our onions. I cut the onion in half, and then we're making it into half moon slices. But you know what? You can, if you want to dice them, you can. It's your kitchen. It's your recipe. You can do it. Ladies and gents, that's it. We're gonna take these over to our stock pot. I'll show you the seasoning that we put in. It's not really a measurement, but we really do it to taste. Really do it by eye. But it'll probably be maybe a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, black pepper, some paprika, and some Cajun type seasoning. But that's what we got right there, okay? We're getting ready to go over to our pot. Okay, guys, so now we're gonna cut our stove on a medium heat. Okay, we added about a tablespoon of oil in the bottom of the pan. Have some bacon pieces that I chopped up. And it looks like that grease is getting right now. So we're gonna break up the little bacon pieces, drop them in there. Now, you definitely don't have to add the bacon to it. You can just go with the oil, canola, vegetable, olive, whichever oil you wanna use. So like I said, this is a southern station. So we're going old school, we're going southern with it, okay? The bacon is going to add another layer of flavor. Some seasoning oil. So we're going to add some onions into that. Do a little bit of seasoning right there. That's our pepper. Put the pinks in between the 3 fingers. Same thing with the salt. Want a lot of salt, you don't want that. And then we have our Cajun seasoning and our paprika. We'll mix that up, and then we'll put the rest on top, and we'll let that cook down. And the rest. So what we'll do, we'll add 2 tablespoons of water to that. And we'll let it steam and saute down. We'll come back in about 5 minutes or so. Mix those up. And the next time we do it, it'll be done. It'll probably take about 10 to 15 minutes. Takes about 10 to 15 minutes for this dish, okay? Added the 2 tablespoons of water. Now we're gonna let that steam down. Set it down to about a medium, a low flame. Cook that nice and slow. We don't want to burn it. We're coming up on our 5-minute mark with our squash. It's kind of hot. All right, so now we're just moving that stuff around. You can see those onions are caramelizing and that squash is steaming. That's what we want to see right there. Yes. So we got about 5 more minutes on this. Let it steam, okay? Low, we're talking about low, maybe between a 1 and about a 2. About a 2 on your stove. Okay? Okay, guys. Our cabbage is just about done. Yep. That's good right there.
We see that you founded something, an organization called Black Girls in Cyber.
So I started these Facebook Live series called Black Girls in Cyber, and I would invite different African-American women who were working in different aspects of the field to come and share their stories, very similar to as I'm doing now, and what their journey was, and to just really create more industry awareness around what this looks like.
Society that we were brought up in is very hard on little black boys. You have to navigate feelings and emotions so the world don't get you.
Sometimes when I cry, I won't know how I'm feeling or why I'm crying.
I just grew up never feeling like it was okay to cry.
Yeah.
And so he really forced me to have to reconnect with the kid that didn't get to cry.
That's beautiful.
We don't cry. We gon' take our piece of the
all things work together for your good. But here's the part that you have to keep in mind. In order for things to work together, they have to be put together. So don't be thrown off when you find good and bad in one season, because it still can work together.
Okay, guys, so that's our oxtails in the water. We add a little vinegar to it. And we cleanse it. And I do this about 3 times. Making sure we clean all our meat. Let that water off. Add some more. What you want to do too, what I'll do is I'll cut off some of that fat, cut off a lot of this fat, trim them up pretty good before we put them in the oven. But we're also going to put them in the oven. So that's going to reduce a lot of this fat also. So remember, if you got meat and have a lot of fat on it, it could take more salt so you can have that flavor, because that fat is going to absorb a lot. So. So that's what that looks like. We cleaned our meat off. See, it's nice and clean. Okay. We're gonna pop these in the oven for about 45 minutes on 450. Okay guys, it's been 45 minutes. Our oxtails are ready to come out. As you can see, those oxtails browned up pretty good. Got that fawn at the bottom of the pot. Remember guys, that's not burnt. That's fawn. That's gonna be flavor when we cooking these oxtails down. Okay, so let's take a look at our ingredients. Okay, we're gonna add some allspice to our braised mix. We're gonna season it with a packet of Goya, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, onion powder, black pepper, and oxtail seasoning. And we're gonna saute down our trinity. You know, we got carrots, celery, and onions, and some minced garlic. Over here, once we get that braised, we got a tomato, Scotch bonnet pepper, red, yellow, green bell pepper, bay leaves, 2 bay leaves, and thyme. And we're gonna also put in some tomato paste. A couple of globs of Worcestershire sauce, some of that Maggi seasoning. And we got 4 cups of beef broth, okay? All right, guys, you can see here those oxtails browned up pretty good. See, not a lot of fat that came off of them. So, you know, we got all of that fat. We got all of that fat off. A little bit of this beef broth in there so we can get that fawn at the bottom of the pan. So we're gonna move over to the stove now so we can saute our aromatics.
Out of everybody, all the co-hosts, like fiction is my favorite. Like, I'm excited for it. I went on Amazon. You have great reviews for this book. I mean, I was like, I gotta get this book. It sounds juicy and everything. So can you just touch a little bit more on this series?
So what I did was I pulled, it's Christian fiction, but I call it Christian reality because I pulled some things from my own personal experiences, some things I'd observed and seen. And the great thing about fiction is you can do whatever you want to with it.
Meet the scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Okay guys, so look, we're gonna put about 2 tablespoons of olive oil in the pan, in our pot. Go ahead and start sauteing carrots and bell peppers and onions. We're not gonna cook these to death. We're gonna just let them turn brown a little. I'm cooking this on a medium heat. And once we let that cook now, we'll add our tomato paste. Let those slow cook for 3.5, 4 hours until they tender. Okay? So we're gonna let these brown and I'll be right back. Okay guys, those veggies are like how we like them, nice and soft now. We'll go ahead and add our 4 cups of beef broth. We've already taken that broth back out of the roasting pan. And that'll be good right there. And go ahead and add our tomatoes and Scotch bonnet in there. Couple of sprigs of thyme, bay leaves, bell peppers, a couple of tablespoons of that tomato paste. And then we'll bring that back to a boil. Once this gets up to a boil, we'll simmer. We'll add our oxtails to the pot. Add our seasoning. Some of the seasoning to the pot. And we're gonna add the remaining seasoning to the oxtails. And add the pimento seeds. And off camera, I added 3 tablespoons of the Maggi seasoning and 1 tablespoon of W sauce. Okay guys, we got our braising liquid to a boil. Go ahead and add in our oxtail. So make sure there's enough in there to cover up the oxtails. Me, like I said, that's 4 cups of beef broth. Now, once that comes back up to a simmer, we're gonna add it to our 300-degree oven. We're gonna cook that low and slow for 3 hours. Okay, so this braising liquid is starting to simmer. Now we're ready to put that in the oven. Now we're gonna put this in the oven for 3 hours on 300. Put the pot in the oven. I'm gonna let that cook for 300. Okay guys, the oxtails are out. They took a little longer. They took about 4 hours, 4.5 hours, but they're out now, nice and tender.